Hello, I'm Kate Bonner for the Water Cooler Diaries on KBTV Online. Thanks for joining us for the second installment in our two-part Florida in Focus series as we continue to explore the excitement, tragedy, and subsequent debate surrounding sea turtle hatchling season down here in South Florida. Last week, I rode along with Dr. Kurt Rushenko, a marine conservationist at Gumbo Limbo's Nature Center, for an early morning sea turtle hatchling hunt. From March through October, Gumbo Limbo is the site of the city's sea turtle conservation and research program, as biologists study the turtles' nesting habits along a 5-mile strip of Boca's beaches. Today, we're looking at a completely different side of this sea turtle conservation and preservation story, a grassroots effort, so to speak, led by Siouxzen and Richard Whitecloud.
We're here picking up the slack of the program's efficiency. They do an efficient job in scientific data keeping, but they're not connecting the circle. And so us being volunteers, we're connecting the circle. The only problem is you physically have to be here at night with a bucket and a flashlight ready to start gathering these hatchlings, because no matter what, they go in all directions.
Richard is an artist in Deerfield, and Siouxzen teaches yoga on the beach. But today, the Whiteclouds have adopted the sea turtle cause as their own. The husband and wife team sleep in shifts, so one person is always watching the sea turtle nests near their home. One night a few weeks ago, Richard and Siouxzen invited me to accompany them out on the beach to witness their vigil. As we walked the half-mile from the parking lot to the nest they had chosen to watch that evening, I asked Richard why, what had moved him and his wife to make this such a personal mission.
We got involved, such as myself and Jim and several other responders. There was not that section of conservancy. So the nighttime was left open for all these types of lights behind us to misguide the hatchlings in the wrong direction. Without the influence of man's development, this behind us should all be dark jungle silhouetted vegetation. And the brightest source of light would be the stars reflecting off of the surface of the ocean, which would create the correct horizon line. But now these turtles are coming up genetically looking for the correct horizon line, only to find that it's a 30-story condo lit up like Las Vegas.
Though the sea turtle hatchlings often mistake bright lights on the beach for the moon, which is supposed to serve as their beacon back to the sea, they waddle toward the artificial light shining from homes, restaurants, parking lots, and streets, just to name a few, and find themselves on State Road A1A instead of the Atlantic Ocean. Not surprisingly, death soon follows. More than 270 sea turtles were killed on A1A this year alone. After the Whiteclouds ran an ad in a local newspaper, they were joined by Jim Maisel, a local resident who lives in the area.
What I tried to do in my participation is I picked a segment that was fairly close to my home, but an area that was kind of in between everybody else, and said, okay, I'm going to take my time dedicated to these nests, and at times I would walk the nest, sometimes I would drive, but then we have dates that tell us approximately when the nest will be hatching, so I tried to concentrate just on those. Years ago, I had my kids down here when they were actually releasing turtles up in Pompano by the caged area up there, and they thought that was fantastic. And I have invited people up at night when I was sitting watching a nest. There were a couple ladies in from Canada, and I said, you want to see something amazing you'll never see before or ever again? And they sat there, and actually from the first turtle rustling, you could see the sand moving. It was about 2 hours, and they sat there the whole time. And I've watched the reaction from everybody that's been around. I don't care if they've lived in the condos or vacation or they're in the area. They're like little kids.
So how did the Whiteclouds mission begin? Well, Siouxzen discovered hatchling tracks last summer on her way to the sunrise yoga class that she teaches on the beach. Following the mark, she wound up by the Deerfield Beach International Pier parking lot, where dozens of sea turtle hatchlings were wandering about. A Gumbo Limbo Nature Center worker had already begun gathering the hatchlings in buckets and releasing them into the ocean. Siouxzen returned to where she first saw the tracks and spent an hour and a half searching for lost turtles there. It was then that she decided to put together a group of so-called responders. Listen to what Anne has to say on the night I accompanied them out to the beach.
I feel responsibility. I feel responsibility to get when the sea turtles come up. 200 years ago there was 100 years ago, 50 years ago, there was none of this here, so they had no obstructions. So they're designed to, when they come up out of their egg chamber, they have a tremendous amount of energy, and that energy is to take them out to the Gulf Stream.
The Whiteclouds are so dedicated in their mission that they even delayed their move out to New Mexico until after sea turtle nesting season ended, which was last week. They've contacted attorneys, activists, local and state officials in order to seek protection for these little nests. Because, as Siouxzen said to me, and I quote, she can't be on camera because of her Lakota Indian heritage. We're killing everything, and is that all right? No. Our right was to come here and enjoy and live in harmony, nurture forward, and become deeper spiritually. I want the sea turtles around for my daughter and her daughter to enjoy. Thanks for joining today. I'm Kate Bonner for the Watercolor Diaries on KBTV Online.